Laboratory Science, and this is lesson 1. We are looking at our topic, human body organs. Human body organs. Now, when we are talking about human body organs, we are looking at organs that make up a system or a body of a person. Now, what is an organ? Is our question. Because we look at human body organ. What is an organ? An organ is a group of cells. It's a group of tissues that perform similar functions. An organ is a group of tissues that perform similar functions. For example, you look at an organ like an eye. This eye has very many different tissues that perform similar functions. When they come together, they form an organ called the eye. Then, what is a tissue? Now, when we look at a tissue is a group of cells performing similar functions. So this one is a group of cells. Group of cells, what we call a tissue. A group of cells performing similar functions. Then what is a cell? What is a cell? A cell is the basic unit of life. A cell is the basic unit of life. Meaning that our life begins from the cell. One cell, when they combine together, they form, many cells combining together, they form a tissue. Then these different tissues performing similar function. When they come together, they form what we call an organ. Then different organs, when they come together, they form a system. Then system make up a body. Like you, as you are there, you are having different what? You are made out of different systems, urinary system, reproductive system, you have circulatory system. Those systems are made out of organs. So when the organs come together, they form a system. When system comes together, then they also form an organism. You as a human being, you are one of the examples of an organism. Meaning you are made out of all these ones, cells, tissues, from tissues to organs, from organs to system, from system to an organism. Then let us look at examples of major body organs. Major body organs. When you look at your body, there are those organs you know that this is part of my body. For example, we have the eye. It's a major organ on your body. Without the eyes, you cannot see. Look at the ears. It's a major organ. Then let's look at the nose. All these are body organs. Then move into the body inside. We have the stomach. The stomach is also a body organ. We have the urinary bladder. Where our urine is stored before it's released out. Then we also have other body organs like the lungs. What we call a mawugwe. That help us in respiration and gas exchange. Then we also have other body organs like the heart that help to pump blood into our bodies. So all these are examples of major body organs and very many others as indicated in our lesson notes there. Then we have what we call sense organs. Sense organs. Now you can ask yourself, what are sense organs? Sense organs are organs that are used for sensing. Sense organs are organs used for sensing. Organs used for sensing. Now, what are these organs that we use for sensing? Examples of these organs that we use for sensing. We have an organ like the eye. The eye is a sense organ for vision or sight or for seeing. Without any eye, you may not be able to see an object, isn't it? So the eye becomes a sensing organ for seeing. Then we have the nose. The nose is the sense organ for smelling. Then we have another sense organ like the tongue. The tongue is a sense organ for tasting. You can know whether tea there's too much sugar in tea by the help of the tongue. Whether the food has too much salt or not by the help of the tongue. So the tongue becomes the sense organ for tasting. Then we have another sense organ called the skin. The skin is a sense organ for feeling, for it to feel something moving on your body. It is the skin that senses that. Then we have the sense organ for hearing, what we call the ears. The ears are used for hearing, and so we call the ears. Their work is for hearing. So they respond to that sense. You are able to feel the sound from the music system. You are able to feel the noise from the environment because you have the ears. Glory be to God who gave you the ears. Because without the ears, you may not be able to hear. You will not be knowing what's happening around us. So these are the 5 are what we call the sense organs. Then we have the senses now. Body senses. We have also 5 body senses. As we have the sense organ, each sense organ has its sense that it corresponds to. For example, look at the eye, it has the sense for, it's used for seeing. So we have the sense of seeing or sight or vision. You are able to see. So when you are seeing, it means that you are responding to the sense of sight. Then we have another sense called the smelling, because we have the nose. You are able to smell the good aroma from food. So smelling becomes the sense, but the sense organ is the nose. The nose helps us to smell. So nose becomes the sense organ and smelling becomes the sense or the body sense. Then we have the tongue. We say that the tongue is used for tasting. So we have a sense called tasting or taste. You can be able to taste something. We use the tongue. Then we have another sense. Look at the skin as a sense organ. Responds to touch or feeling. The sense of feeling or touch. Then we have the last sense is hearing. Hearing. So these are the 5 body senses that our body responds to. You can be able to tell whether something is hot or cold by the help of the skin. You can be able to tell whether the light is too much or not by the help of the eyes. Now, let's look at the one by one body organs, and we begin with the eye. We know that the eye is the sense organ for seeing. Sense organ for seeing. Very good. So, since it's sense organ for seeing, for it to see something, there must be light. There must be light. So, eye is for seeing. And the eye works well when there is light. So there must be light before the eye is able to see. Then the eye. A human being has two pairs of, one pair of the eye, meaning there are two eyes, this way and this side. Even you, as you are there, you have two eyes. These eyes are located on the head and are protected by the skull, the sockets of the skull. That bone called socket of the skull. So, where your eyes are located inside there, there's this bone, this hard bone around here that is protecting it from external damage. You find that that bone is what we call the skull. This is the skull of the head. But where the eyes are inside there, it's what we call the socket. We call it the socket. So the eyes are protected by the socket of the skull. The skull is one of the parts of the human skeleton. Then when you continue with our eye, and some may be asking what are the parts of the human eye. So for example, you are assuming this is our eye. That is our, assume that's our eye. So this eye of ours here has these parts, like this one, the eyebrows. The eyebrow. Then we have this one, I call it the eyelashes. Eyelash. Then we have this white part of your eye, or the friend's eye. When you look into the friend's eye, you see that white part. It's what we call we have this part here called the cornea. Then we have this part here called the iris. Not Irish, the word is iris. Then we have the last inside part here, that like a spot inside there. We call it the pupil. So that is our human eye. We have the eyelid, this part here. Then we have the eyelash. This is the eyelash. Then we have the cornea, that white part of the eye. Sometimes we call it the white of the eye. Then you have the iris, that black spot onto the white of the eye. Then there's the pupil, that a small dot inside that iris. So what we call the pupil. Now when you look at these eyes, look at the iris. The importance of the iris is to regulate the amount of light entering the eye. Regulates the amount of light entering the eye. Now, your eye needs to have light for it to be able to see. But if the amount of light is too much, it is now the iris to regulate which amount of light is needed by this eye to be able to observe an object. That's why I find that when you are looking into the sun direct, you are able to squint your eyes together, thinking that little light can easily enter, because when you open it widely, that too much light can destroy the eye. Then the importance of the pupil is to allow light into the eye. To allow light into the eye. So that pupil, that small hole in the middle there, this works only to allow light into the eye. Then this one regulates how much amount of light is needed. Which amount of light is needed to the eye. If it is dark, you see it opening wide so it can allow more light into the eye for you to be able to see in darkness. Then we have also diseases that affect the eye. We have diseases that affect the eye. Let's look at the diseases that affect the eye. Diseases of the eye. The eye, like any other body organ, it can also fall sick, and it can suffer from the following diseases. One is trachoma. Trachoma. Then there's another disease called the conjunctivitis. Conjunctivitis. There's another disease called river blindness. River blindness. Then there's a disease called night blindness. Night blindness. And very many other diseases are shown in our notes. So, these diseases affect the eye. When the eye is affected by these diseases, automatically you may not be able to see very well until you find a medical worker to treat the eye. Then there are what we call the disorders of the eye. Disorders of the eye. So disorders are not diseases, but there are some factors that can hinder the eye to perform properly. Are you together? And these disorders of the eye, we have one is what we call short-sightedness. Short-sightedness. Now, a person having short-sightedness or short-sightedness is the inability of the eye to see distant objects. So this person cannot see objects which are very far. Only sees objects which are near him or her. Are you together? It's what we call short-sightedness. So if you find a person who cannot see things which are very far, is able to see what's near him, that person is suffering from short-sightedness. There's this condition. Then there's another condition called long-sightedness. Long-sightedness. So this one can be able to see all the objects which are very far, but cannot see objects which are near him or her. If it's in the class, such children who are having long-sightedness, they like sitting behind the class. Are you together? But those who are having short-sighted, they like sitting in front of the first desk because they cannot see when they are very far. So these two disorders of the eye can affect the proper working of your eyes. But you can correct them by going to the hospital and get what we call the spectacles or specs, according to the eye disorder that we are having. Then we have another disorder called astigmatism. We have astigmatism and presbyopia. And presbyopia. So these ones come as a result of the old age. The Vaseis, the judges, I don't have most of them having these conditions. Because of the age, the eyes cannot be able to see properly. Are you together? So these are what we call disorders of the eye. We have short-sightedness, long-sightedness, astigmatism, and presbyopia. So those are the 4 eye disorders. Now let's look how can we care for our eyes to ensure that they continue to work properly. Caring for the eye. Caring for the eye. We can care for our eyes, one, by washing eyes with clean water and soap. Every morning when you wake up, ensure that you wash your face with clean water. Are you together? Then 2, we can also eat food rich in vitamin A. Ensure you eat food rich in vitamin A. Vitamin A helps to prevent night blindness. helps to prevent night blindness. So when you eat food rich in vitamin A, like carrots, carrots are full of vitamin A, so they are very good for our eyesight. Then also avoid touching your eyes with dirty fingers. Avoid touching your eyes or rubbing your eyes with dirty fingers. Remember, as you keep on rubbing the eyes, you are leaving the germs into the eye. Maybe you have touched contaminated surfaces. This is one of the precautions that have been given against COVID-19. Once you touch contaminated surface and you touch your eyes, you are carrying the germs from the contaminated surface back to the eye, and you end up suffering from some of these diseases. Then also avoid looking into the sun directly. The sun is too hot for you to look into it, so there's too much light entering the eye. Avoid looking into the sun directly. Then the rest you can look at our notes down there that we are having. Then you do the activity which is down there. After doing the activity, please make sure that you take a photo, then send it back to us. Thank you for listening. We meet in the next lesson. However, make sure you wear your mask every time to avoid getting COVID-19. Wash your hands or sanitize. Avoid public places if you don't have anything to do in the market. Stay at home, stay safe. Thank you for listening.